representing Dynamic Speed Track Club, Ackeem Blake. In lane number 5, 10:50 at his best, representing Titans, the man formerly of the University of Albany, Shakur Williams. In lane 6, 2024, Carifta under 20 bronze medalist over 100 meters, representing Elite, Javari Dunkley. In lane 7, representing Sub Track Club, Aubrey Allen. And in lane 8, representing Uemona, Ivory Brown.
World Indoor Bronze Medalist Ackeem Blake in lane 4. Keep an eye out for him, as well as Javari Dunkley Williams and Keyshawn Thomas in lane 3 from Motorcade Track Club. Athletes asked to stand up. You can see Jordan James of GC Foster in lane 2, Keyshawn Thomas of Motorcade in lane 3, Ackeem Blake, Dynamic Track Club in lane 4, Williams 5, Dunkley 6, Allen 7, and Brown in 8. So again, Ackeem Blake in 4. Mishap again, and a little pop of the blocks there from Blake. No replay, so unable to really give you accurate analysis on what happened, but the judges, the finish line judges, there's meet director Bruce James speaking to Ackeem Blake, trying to figure out what's going on, and he gestures to his blocks, and now the officials deliberate. Seems there is an issue with the blocks, and the starting officials are addressing those concerns. So hang tight. I'm sure we'll have them back at the line again soon. So doesn't seem to be like there will be any penalizations here. So we'll mark this off as a faulty start. So again, Wallace in lane 1, James in 2, Thomas 3, Blake 4, Williams 5, Dunkley in 6, Allen in 7, and Brown in 8. Get the green flag there, the green card. All go. No warnings. Faulty situation. Now resolved, hopefully. So this is the first heat of 9 on the men's 100 meters.
In heat number 1.
7 competitors in this first section: James, Thomas, Blake, Williams, Dunkley, Allen, and Brown. World Indoor Bronze Medalist Ackeem Blake in 4.
Sent
away clean start, and Blake goes to wake early. Blake, Williams, and Dunkley there. So it's Ackeem Blake and Shakur Williams of Titans. 10.02 the flash time. Positive 2.6 meters per second.
2.6 meters per second. 10.03 for Blake Williams, 10.23. And Dunkley, 10.27.
Windy conditions still. Quick run, easy run for Ackeem Blake there. Taking the first section. Shakur Williams of Titans Track Club was second, and Javari Dunkley of Elite was third.
10.03 for Ackeem Blake. That's the fastest we've seen. And he has already put the rest of the field on notice.
So it's 10.03 for Ackeem Blake to take that section. Shakur Williams of Titans, 10.23 seconds. Javari Dunkley, 10.27 seconds. And they round out the top three. So this is the second heat on the track, ready. Christopher Scott in lane 1, Richards in 2, Witter in 3, Delissa in 4, the Panamanian, FORTE in 5, Martinez from Dom Republic in 6, Ellis in 7, and Yip in 8. Martinez here, a part of a contingent from Dominican Republic, coached by 400-meter legend Felix Sanchez. So you'll be seeing more of their athletes competing here at the Velocity Fest 17. And Julian FORTE, of course, representing Elite Track Club. One to keep your eye on in this race, along with Delissa of Panama in 4. So we've seen all the times this afternoon have been wind aided. That is, they've been over the legal allowable wind speed limit of 2.0 meters per second. So all the races so far in the 100 meters have been over that limit. Windy conditions in the favor of the athletes, depending on how you look at it.
Quick for this one, and they're called back.
Quick start, call back. Julian FORTE. I will see what the officials decided. It looked to be a possible false start or a very quick start. Very difficult when you don't have the replays to watch what happens in slow motion, but the officials will have the reaction times and be able to make their decisions. And they have decided that it's the all green for all the athletes. So everyone gets the green and no penalties here, no red cards, and athletes to their marks again.
The second time of asking.
Quick start there for Delissa and FORTE in the middle of the track there. It's Julian FORTE stepping forward with the chain in his mouth, crossing the line first. Glances at the clock. 10.17 seconds. 2.2 meters per second, the wind speed. Again, windy, but it's coming down. We started off the first heat of the women's race in over positive 3.0 meters per second, and getting closer to the legal range with that reading. So things starting to calm down in terms of wind readings. And it's Julian FORTE who takes that one from Elite, 10.15 seconds. Delissa, the Panamanian, was second in 10.35 seconds. Same time accredited to Jace Witter of GC Foster, also 10.35 seconds. And that was the second of 9 heats for the men's 100 meters.
10:46 at his best, representing New Era Track Club, Adane Crooks. In lane 4, 2023 World University Games 100 meter champion, 9:94 at his best, representing Sprintech, Kadrian GOLDSON. In lane number
Third
6,
heat on the track. Kadrian GOLDSON there of Sprintech. And the red Adidas fit running out of lane 4. Keep an eye on him. Dane Crooks in 3. Junior Harris in 6. Xavier Nearin did not start. And so too Milton from the British Virgin Islands. So we have Whiteley, Simmons, Crooks, Goldson, Harris, and Hines in this lineup. Sent off and held back. So another call back here as the athletes walk back to the blocks. So again, so far we've had a few callbacks, no penalties, a few warnings, a few green cards. We saw some technical issues with the starting blocks. So the entire field. Oh, and here we see our first red card. So Ricardo Hines in lane 7 has left the track. And so the first red card, first false start awarded for the evening or the afternoon. Athletes back on their marks. Whiteley, Simmons, Crooks, Goldson, and Harris. I was just about to say clean start, but
Ricardo Hines had a reaction time of 0.079.
so we see them getting called back again. So second time in this heat. This is heat 3 of 9 in the men's 100 meters at the Velocity Fest 17. And again, you're watching on Jay Dublow Sports. Ricardo Hines was removed from lane 7 after getting a false start. He was disqualified. And here is the second false start awarded for the afternoon to lane number 3. It seems Dane Crooks. He looks to be in disbelief, but makes his exit. Okay, so our first 2 red cards in this very race this afternoon. So it's Ricardo Hines out and Dane Crooks out. So we're down to 4 athletes. Whiteley, Simmons, Goldson, and Harris. And it's Kadrian Goldson of Sprintech and Simmons going well the St. Vincent, and Goldson takes that section. 10.23 seconds for Kadrian Goldson. The official time 10.26 seconds. Positive 2.8 meters per second the wind speed. Simmons, the St. Vincent, 10.36 per second, and Junior Harris of Swept Track Club, 10.52 seconds for third, and Whiteley of Mona, 10.60 seconds for fourth. So this is the third section, and Goldson of Sprintech, he takes that section. First section was taken by Ackeem Blake, and the second heat, Julian FORTE, and now the third heat, won by Kadrian GOLDSON of Sprintech. So next up, Heat 4 on the track. And in this section, we'll see Amari Officer, Demar Sales of MVP, Tyquendo TRACEY of Swept Track Club, Johandris Andujar of Academia Felix Sanchez, Makish Compton, another St. Vincent athlete representing Sprintech, Ramon Barneswell of MVP, Jonathan Houston of Uimona, and Ashani Segri of Dynamic Speed Track Club.
In lane 3, 2 times the national champion over
So
100 meters.
Amari Officer in lane 1,
Representing Swept Track Club, Tyquendo TRACEY.
Demar Sales of MVP in 2.
In
You can
lane
see
4,
Tyquendo TRACEY there in lane 3. And lane 4, Andujar from Academia Felix Sanchez.
100-meter team.
It's a track club run by Felix Sanchez, the Olympian Felix Sanchez from Dominican Republic. So his athletes are here competing. And Makish Compton of Sprintech in 5. And lane 6, we see Ramon Barneswell, the ever-improving veteran for MVP, and Jonathan Houston of Uimona. And Segri, who should have been in lane 8, did not start. So they head to their marks, and we'll naturally cover the whole field. And oh, they're asked to stand up. Again, Officer, Sales, TRACEY, Andujar, Compton, Barneswell, and Houston. This event sponsored by Water. Meet Director Bruce James there, ensuring that we have fewer, preferably no more delays. As we run through the lineup again, Amari Officer in 1, Demar Sales in 2, Tyquendo TRACEY in 3, Johandris Andujar in 4, Makish Compton 5, Ramon Barneswell 6, and Jonathan Houston in 7. Clean start, and TRACEY up early, and so too Compton. So it's TRACEY now stepping forward, and it's Makish Compton in 2nd. So Tyquendo TRACEY of Swept Track Club takes that one. Heat 4 in 10.24 seconds, positive 2.6 meters per second, the wind speed. So that was TRACEY, Compton, and Andujar. Jamaica, St. Vincent, and Dominican Republic rounded out the top 3. The times there, 10.24 seconds for Tyquendo TRACEY in 1st, 10.42 seconds for Makish Compton, the St. Vincent, in 2nd, and Johandris Andujar from Dominican Republic, 10.43 seconds in 3rd. A full lineup here. Nelson of UTEC in 1, Lewis of Swept in 2, Moore from the USA in 3, Thomas of Dynamic Speed Track Club in 4, Russell in swept in 5, McPherson of Sprintech in 6, Hyman of GC Foster 7, and Main of Racers representing India in 8. Marcellus Moore of the USA in lane 3.
Sent off. Great start for Jamari Thomas. They call him Jet. Also traveling well, McPherson of Sprintech. McPherson and Thomas. McPherson glances over and gets one up on Javari Thomas, 10.15. Buddy McPherson, Sprintech, positive 4.0 meters per second. Russell, given the nod.
So we see that section, it's DeJour Russell who takes that heat 5, 10.14 seconds. Same time awarded to O'Dane McPherson of Sprintech in second, 10.14. And Marcellus Moore, the American, 10.19. And it's adjusted. And it's still adjusting, so we'll just wait to see. We'll just wait on those official results. Saying positive 4.0 meters per second. That was some powerful tailwind. Well over the allowable wind speed limit. Again, it's gotten even windier here at the National Stadium. And so we are still awaiting the official results.
Identical 10.14.
So they have Javari Thomas credited as the winner. And McPherson, O'Dane McPherson, gets second, same time awarded for Thompson and McPherson, 10.14 seconds. And Marcellus Moore, the American, third, 10.19 seconds.
Representing UTEC, by way of Barbados, Deshaun Seeley.
So heat number 6 on the track. So another full lineup here in lanes heat 6. Skerritt, Seeley, Smith, Barrett, Burke, Archibald, Barnes, and Ibadullah in lane 8. Fair game. They're all looking for a spot in one of 3 finals to be run later.
Sent off and the call back.
So the gun went off a second time. Athletes called back. As they head back to the starting blocks, the start of the 100 meters. That's the event that we're currently watching. This is heat 6. And we have a full lineup here, the second full lineup we've had since the start of the men's 100 meters. Heat 6 of 9. That's the number we're on. And later this evening, we'll get to watch the finals. There will be 3 finals, an A, B, and C final. So the men you see competing, they're competing for a spot in one of those finals to get an opportunity to run a second time this evening and get a warning to Adam Ibadullah from Maldives, represents Sprintech. So he gets a warning.
Well, because of the inordinate time he took to get into the set position. Thus disrupting the start. They go back to the blocks.
So warning to Ibadullah as we go through the lineup again. Barnes, Archibald, Burke, Barrett, Smith, Seeley, and Skerritt. Clean start there. And Archibald of Guyana goes well, and Smith as well from Dynamic Speed Track Club. And Archibald takes this one, followed by Ashani Smith of Dynamic Speed Track Club. .24 seconds the flash time. Rounded to 10.25 seconds, and our first legal wind speed of the afternoon in these 100 meters, men or women. Positive 1.3 meters per second. The wind reading. And so 10.25 seconds for Archibald of Guyana, 10.27 seconds for Barrett of MT Elite. He gets second, and Ronnie Smith, Shani Smith.
Heat number 7 comes up next.
Shani Smith was second actually in 10.27 seconds, and Tayshawn Barnes was third from GC Foster in 10.46 seconds. Barrett was in fact fourth with 10.53 seconds. So that was the result of heat number 6 of 9 of the men's 100 meters, sponsored by Water here at the Velocity Fest 17.
Here's heat number 7. In lane 1, representing Surf Track Club, Devon Life Site. In lane 2, representing UTEP, Adane Somerville. In lane 3, the reigning national.
So we're on to heat number 7 now.
And in lane 1, we have Devon Lyside representing the Swept. Lane 2, we have Adane Somerville representing UTEC. 3, Bryan LEVELL for Optimum. 4, Jadine Morgan for Dynamic Speed Club. 5, Javon Martherson for Racers. 6, DeAndre Daly for Adidas. Andre Dacers in lane 7 for GC Foster, and lane 8 we have Deshaun Gordon for the New Era.
A well-stacked field here. Lysite in 1, Somerville 2, Levell in 3, Morgan 4, Matheson 5, Daly 6, Dacres 7, and Gordon 8. Look out for Bryan Levell, Morgan, Matheson, and Daly. This Matheson not in the lineup, sorry. Lane 5 is empty, and it's Daly, Morgan, Levell, Somerville, Lysite, Dacres, Gordon, and Gordon. Yes. Clean start there, and Bryan LEVELL up early, running well, cool and composed. 10.03 for Bryan LEVELL. Well run, positive 1.9 meters per second, rounded up to 10.05 seconds. Nice easy run there for Bryan LEVELL. Daly, DeAndre Daly of Adidas, second in 10.13 seconds. And Andre Dacres of GC Foster, 10.47 seconds. He was third. So that rounds out the top 3. Positive 1.9 meters per second, the wind reading, and that is absolutely legal. So Bryan LEVELL with the fastest wind legal time of the evening for the men's qualifiers. 10.05.
Among others as well. Javari Thomas, Emanuel, Julian FORTE, Marcellus Moore, and Shakur Williams, as well as Tyquendo.
So that was heat 7 out of 9, and now we move on to heat number 8. Coming up next on the track, a mix of Jamaicans, Canadians, Barbadians, and Japanese athletes lined up.
Heat number 8.
That's if everyone reports to the line.
In lane 1.
So athletes of heat number 8. get their blocks ready.
In heat number 8, in lane 1, we have Johan Ogivi from Dynamic Speed Track Club. In 2, we have Kamani Fletcher from GC Foster. 3, Brendan Rodney from Canada representing Sprit Tech. In lane 4, we have Kuron Griffith from Barbados representing Racer Speed Club. 5, we have Andre KERR from Motorcade. In lane 6, we have Kanade Katsuse from Japan representing Racers. And in lane 8, not on the screen yet, we have Jaheem Allen from GC Foster. Lane 7 is currently empty.
Representing Racers, Japan, Kendai Katsusu. And in lane 8, from GC Foster College, Jaheem Allen.
Ogilvy, Fletcher, Rodney, Griffith, KERR, Katsuse, and Allen in this lineup. Sent away and clean start there. The Canadian Rodney in lane 3 running well. So too Adrian KERR of Motorcade Track Club powers through at the last minute there to take heat number 8. So that's Adrian KERR of Motorcade Track Club.
That time to win legal, Rodney 10:41 and Kuron Griffith of Racers 10:42.
10:32, the official time for Adrian KERR, the winner of heat number 8 of 9, represents Motorcade Track Club. Brendan Rodney, the Canadian, was second, 10.41 seconds. Kuron Griffith of Racers was third, 10.42 seconds. Positive 1.3 meters per second, the wind speed.
Adrian KERR makes the B final alongside Delissa at the moment.
So the windy conditions officially, we can say, starting to calm down. We are getting wind legal readings now for the 100 meters, and we hope that continues later on in about an hour or so or two when we come back for the finals of the men and women's 100 meters. Heat number 9 on the track now.
In lane 1, we have Chance Sigri from Herbert Morrison. Alonzo Wins from Bethlehem Moravian College. 3, we have Mario Williams representing MVP. Lane 4, we have Adam Musgrave from the Bahamas representing Bahamas Speed Dynamics Elite. In 5, we have Nigel Ellis representing Elite. Michael Campbell takes lane 6 representing MVP. Lane 7, we have Stetlali Kane from Zambia, representing Racers. Lane 8, we have Roma Sewell representing MVP, and Orlando Witt from lane 2 is not starting the race.
So the final section, heat 9 out of 9. Sigri, Williams, Musgrove, Ellis, Campbell, Kakene, and Sewell.
Sent off, great start for Campbell.
So Campbell and Ellis there in the middle. Ellis steps forward to win this one. It's Nigel Ellis, 10.06 seconds. The flash time.
It's with the legal 10:05 for Nigel Ellis, 10:27 for Michael Campbell.
Positive 3.1 meters per second over the allowable wind speed limit. So windy race there, 10.05 seconds for Ellis. A win-aided time. Michael Campbell was second in 10.27 seconds. And Kakene from Racers, the Zambian athlete, 10.29 seconds, rounds out the top three.
Same time with Bryan LEVELL.
So that concludes 9 sections of the men's 100-meter races here at the Velocity Fest 17. Again, you're watching Jay Dublow Sports, and we've just wrapped up the men's 100-meter races.
Of the USA 10-1-9, those athletes should line up in the 8th final. Checo Williams, Tyquendo TRACEY, Emanuel Archibald, Kadrian.
First of 3 sections in this men's 100-meter finals, the C final. Brendan Rodney, the Canadian Olympian, running from lane 1. Earl Simmons, the St. Vincent, running from 2. Adam Musgrave, the Bahamian, running from 3. Arturo Delissa, the Panamanian, running from 4. And Adrian KERR in 5, representing Motorcade Track Club. Jace Witter, GC Foster, in 6. And Jason Lewis of Swept in 7. And his training partner, Aubrey Allen, also of Swept, in 8. There's a look at the lineup. And Aubrey Allen
in lane 1, representing
not starting. Lane 8 is empty, but we do have Rodney in 1, Simmons in 2, Musgrove in 3, Delissa in 4, KERR in 5, Witter in 6, and Lewis in 7.
Adam Musgrove. Lane 4, the Panamanian, Arturo Delissa. In lane 5, 2023 knockout.
So this is final C. 1 out of 3. B and A finals to come in the men's 100 meters. This is final C. Brendan Rodney, Earl Simmons, Adam Musgrove, Arturo Delissa, Adrian KERR, Jace Witter, Jason Lewis. Favorable conditions here at the National Stadium in Kingston as we get on the way for the start of the men's 100-meter finals, the C final. Clean break at the start, and it's pretty even so far. The Panamanian Delissa in the blue top running well, and it's KERR gets there ahead of Delissa, very close on the line. Arturo Delissa and Adrian KERR of Motorcade Track Club. KERR seems to have edged Delissa, and he does 10:34, the flash time, the official time, sorry, negative 0.4 meters per second, the wind speed. So Adrian KERR of Motorcade Track Club starts off the men's 100-meter finals with a victory in the C section, 10.34 seconds. Arturo Delissa second in 10.35 seconds, and Jace Witter third of GC Foster in 10.39 seconds.
Bronze medalist in 2024, the under 20 level, Javari. In lane number 2, 10:27 to qualify. Personal best of 10:24 from Dynamic Speed Track Club, Ashani Smith. In lane number 3, the 2023 World University Games, the champion over 100 meters, 9.94 seconds at his best. Representing Sprint Tech.
Okay, so all athletes reporting. Javari Dunkley in lane 1, Ashani Smith 2, Kadrian GOLDSON 3, Tyquendo TRACEY 4, Shakur Williams 5, Emanuel Archibald 6, Michael Campbell 7, Sitali Kakene of Zambia in 8. So this is section B, final B of the men's 100 meters.
In lane number 7, 10.07 at his best.
Kadrian GOLDSON and Tyquendo TRACEY, both heat winners earlier, next to each other in lanes 3 and 4. Dunkley, Smith, GOLDSON, TRACEY, Williams, Archibald, Campbell and Kakene.
Sent off.
And called back. So that's call back there for the men lined up for this B final of the men's 100 meters, the penultimate race of the Velocity Fest 17. Only the A final in the men's event to come. So the official there with the cards in her hand. Let's see what is her ruling.
9.90 seconds set by Francis Mbini, the South African. Second fastest, 9.99. Another South African, Mayanda Walasa.
So she walks to lane 8. That's Kakene, the Zambian athlete, representing racers. And he's out. So that's Sitali Kakene, the Zambian athlete, gets a disqualification. And the rest of the athletes back to their marks. So it's Dunkley, Smith, GOLDSON, TRACEY, Williams, Archibald, Campbell, Kakene in lane 8 is out. Another false start here in this B final. And of course, it's not a track meet at the National Stadium without drama. So again, we watch as the athletes walk back to the start of the men's 100 meters, and we wait to see what the officials decide if another athlete gets disqualified. So we wait and see. A glimpse at the men's triple jump while we wait, and a red card shown to Kadrian GOLDSON, and it seems like yes, a red card, and he is speaking to meet director Bruce James, not happy with that result, I think. Suggesting that something is wrong with the blocks. So they are negotiating. And he still stands in lane 3. That looks like he's running.
Adrian GOLDSON, accredited with a false start. He runs under protest.
Oh, so he's running under protest. Dunkley, Smith, GOLDSON, TRACEY, Williams, Archibald, and Campbell.
Sent off. Third time of asking.
Smith out well in lane 2. Ashani Smith there of Dynamic Speed, and Archibald, the Guyanese, running well there. And it's Emanuel Archibald, 29, the Guyanese athlete, representing Swept. 10:27, the official time for Archibald, and Smith, Ashani Smith, 10.37 seconds for second. Negative 1.8 meters per second, the wind speed. And Tyquendo TRACEY in third, 10.40 seconds. So Emanuel Archibald winning final B in 10.27 seconds. Ashani Smith, 10.37 seconds. And Tyquendo TRACEY, 10.40 seconds. Javari Dunkley fourth in 10.41 seconds. Kadrian GOLDSON running under protest in 10.43 seconds. And
now time for the A final.
We'll now be moving on to the 100-meter A final. And it seems that DeAndre Daly and Julian FORTE, will not start. And it will be Marcellus Moore from the US, O'Dane McPherson from Sprint Tech, Bryan LEVELL from Optimum, Ackeem Blake from Dynamic Speed Track Club, Nigel ELLIS from Elite, Javari Thomas from Dynamic Speed Track Club.
In the triple jump, let's wait on that mark.
Only 6 athletes will be competing.
Can he better that Jamaican leading performance, or will Bryan LEVELL have something to say about it? Here's the lineup. Has gone as fast as 9.97 seconds, but that was wind aided. That's what come from the SA.
Only 6 athletes starting in this A final. Marcellus Moore of USA in 1, O'Dane McPherson of Sprint Tech in 2, Bryan LEVELL of Optimum Track Club in 4, Ackeem Blake of Dynamic Speed Track Club in 5, Nigel ELLIS Elite in 6, Javari Thomas of Dynamic Speed Track Club in 7. So that's Moore, McPherson, LEVELL, Blake, ELLIS, and Thomas. Bryan LEVELL 10.05, fastest wind legal time in qualifying. Ackeem Blake and Nigel ELLIS, Javari Thomas, focused, waiting eagerly for this men's 100-meter final. Moore, McPherson, LEVELL, Blake, ELLIS, Thomas. Final race on the track. Men's 100 meters, A final. Moore, McPherson, LEVELL, Blake, ELLIS, and Thomas. Clean start for Blake there in the purple. Running well in the middle is Ackeem Blake, pulling away from the field, and ELLIS going with him. 9.94 seconds for Ackeem Blake. Positive 1.7 meters the wind speed. positive 1.7 meters per second. Legal adjusted to 9.96 seconds for Ackeem Blake. Season's best for Blake, 9.96 seconds for Ackeem Blake to win the final race, the A race of the men's 100 meters here at Velocity Fest 17. Nigel Ellis, 10.11711 seconds, and Bryan LEVELL third, 10.19 seconds. Marcellus Moore of USA, 10.21 seconds for fourth. Javari Thomas rounds out the top five in 10.24 seconds. Ackeem Blake, your winner, in 9.96 seconds.
A big hand for Ackeem Blake, ladies and gentlemen. And what a fine way to bring an end to what has been an exciting...
So that was the final race of the Velocity Fest 17. You're watching Jay Dublow Sports. And thank you for tuning in. And live results available for you on Rasta Athletics. And my name is Daniel Dowie alongside Nigel
Williams.
Thank you for joining us, and
thank you so much for your kind sponsorship. Of course,
our sponsors as well: Water World Class Athletics, Grace, KFC, Sports Development Foundation, Powerade, Mighty Malt, On the Run, sponsors of the Velocity Fest 17, concludes on a high 9.96 seconds in the men's 100 meters by Ackeem Blake.
Jay Dublow Sports.